live. So far, we've got the live performing arts with the musicians, which we'll have more with Radiant Hearts. We've got Brent Housingay over here doing the, the more classic art when you think of Bob Ross style art. It's coming together quite beautifully. And the thing we have left is fire dancers, which we don't have, and spoken word poetry. And we have one of the most renowned spoken word poets in the house tonight. His name is Geoffrey Krum. And Geoffrey, why do you go by Geoffrey? Why not Jeffrey?
Well, that's what everybody calls me. My dad's name is Joff. It's a Jewish thing. We don't take juniors.
Good answer. Okay, so you are originally not from Iowa, right?
I'm originally not from Iowa, that's right.
Whereabouts?
Whereabouts what?
Are you from?
Am I from?
You, personally, not your family.
Where am I born or
where were you born? Okay, where
not
do
my
you think,
people, but myself.
When it comes to the nature versus nurture conversation, where was most of your nurture?
Well, the beginning of my nurture was in Allen's, Louisiana. I spent the first 5 years of my life there. Got raised by the plains for about 5 years, moved out to California, kind of gypsied around the coast with my mom and my sister.
So you are the nomad vagabond, call you what you will.
Call it what you will.
Okay, so after all your, so you're a worldly man.
I'm an American man.
An American
I'm
man.
an American man, Spencer.
So obviously, this is your adult life you're in now, this phase, and you chose to be in Iowa. Did you?
Is it?
Maybe. Is this your adult life?
I'm
middle-aged, but
I never got a memo, man.
I know. What is adult life? When you stop getting an erection? That's
not there yet.
That's the time. That's like near death. That's near death.
That's like 20 years into a long-term relationship, maybe. But we've got Viagra for that now, so let's jump on the bandwagon.
I mean, who knows?
I'm set. I'm an American man. We just got done talking about that. Pharmaceuticals got my back, Spencer.
Pharmaceutical. Who's your favorite pharmaceutical company?
I don't have one.
Okay.
But I do like the Pfizer.
I really root for Pfizer.
I do. It's kind of like the Monsanto of the pharmaceutical world.
I'm going to pretend I know what that is.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. GMOs, they're coming, guys.
What do you think? What can you say about Iowa people? What can you say about Des Moines residents when you've been around and seen people from other cultures, even within the U.S.?
Well, to be completely honest, I'd say a good portion of my friends here in Des Moines are not from here originally. Didn't grow up here, didn't spend any of their lives here until they were actually adults. And I would say the one thing that stands apart to all of us is the quality of character of the plains, of the Iowa people. And I absolutely love it. Everybody's a character. When you spend 6 months out of your year surrounded by a dead of winter, you got to be building something.
You got to improvise. So you think it's boredom that inspires the creativity that you see here?
I don't think it's boredom necessarily, but you definitely have to have some tenacity to endure and a reason to stay here.
Right.
And I found mine.
We wouldn't be as if we could just lay out on a beach per se, be completely comfortable at all times of the season. We wouldn't have as much character. We'd have no reason to go out.
Are you picking on San Diegans? Because they're good people. They're good people.
I don't know if I know too many San Diegans. Is that it? It's San Diego?
Yeah. It means whale sperm.
Whale sperm.
Yeah. It's the ancient.
It's not.
No, that was wrong. That was a misquote. It is actually whale sperm.
San Diego.
He was wrong. He was wrong. He admitted that.
So Diego is a whale, or
that's sperm.
Sperm is whale, and san is whale. Whale sperm.
Yeah, that's native tongue.
My goodness.
I'm a linguist. Just believe me.
Okay, and that takes us to your spoken word poetry. Do you is this something that comes naturally to you, or do you have to try it?
Well, trying's an implication of failure, Spencer. That's not a nice word. But I try a lot. It requires a lot of failure to get up on stage and be able to do one of these pieces.
Do you have a fear of failing?
Yeah, very hard.
Fucking sexy job.
Woo! Yes.
I don't know how you say that with his. Oh, I can't say that on camera.
Are you jealous of Terry Branstad's mustache? You got a pretty good mustache yourself.
I'm not. You know why?
What?
Because I still have an upper lip.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Is that what is his deal? He doesn't even have an upper lip, does he?
We'll never know.
Oh my God.
We'll never know, Spencer. And I challenge you, Terry Branstad. Shave that thing off. I want to know.
We want to know if Terry Branstad's got an upper lip.
He's got a secret cleft palate. I know it. He's hiding something. It's not right.
Something about
it's not
that
right,
bastard. Okay, I see. Can we write a poem about the hidden hiding behind the mustache.
Yeah, you know what we could do is I could start on that poem, and when we can come outside to actually take my fire performance, we can unleash it there.
Right, you do fire dancing too.
I do.
And we're gonna, if Des Moines Live continues to go live, we're gonna get Geoff back here to do some fire dancing. Who wants to see some pyrotechnics and fire dancing?
Who doesn't want to see a half-naked man dancing with fire in the middle of the winter?
Oh my gosh, I'm no flaming homo, but that sounds very erotic.
Well, you're a flamboyant character. You
I'm a
understand.
flamboyant, flaming homo when I am in that element of being on fire because I started to embrace you while you were dancing with fire.
And then you were burned, and then I had to deal with that, but I'm also an EMT, so we were fine. It was okay.
The man of many, many talents. He's an EMT, he's a fire dancer, and tonight he's going to demonstrate his spoken word poetry. So let's dive into it, shall
Many
we?
talents and now less mysteries. Thank you, Spencer.
No more mysteries.
No more. And on the no homo.
It's really bothering me.
Just fix it, Geoff. Just fix it. It's just, I'm on the top button.
Okay.
I might take care of it. All right. So,
Okay,
so you
we didn't get that on
now.
tape, did we? We did?
Did we?
Okay, can we edit that out?
I think your
okay.
shoes are drinking my water.
If anybody chokes on anything tonight, if anybody needs any medical attention, see Geoff.
I know the Heimlich. We can take care of it. All right. So you want me to stand up, move over there?
Let's go over to that microphone.
Check 5, 7, 8, 9. P. All right. So I didn't find out until last night that I was going to be here. I spent 13 and a half hours at work today and left early to get here. So you're going to have to forgive me if I've got a couple of hiccups in my performance. Don't forgive me. I still won't care. So we're going to start out with an older piece of mine that's called Aussie Rama. Let me just ring around the rosy here a couple of times, get myself untangled. This piece is called Aussie Rama. I wrote it a couple of years ago, performed it a few times here in Des Moines, so forgive me if you've heard it before. The tide's lip unfolds to the sand, whose eclipse drips hold rock keys for man, and there are doors in the damned halls of yestermorrows today, awakening calls to pest borrows. You see, so said some Sioux in the sung tales of old sails, whose ships' cargoes unfolded this morrow. And there were whales flapping fins in fear of toxic air that's everywhere, and taking care to steer clear of preservations, conservations, and restorations, with just time for the observations of these are annihilations. You see, long ago a story told of a bright blue day, and the native people hold a ceremony, christening the rebirth of its race, testimony to those listening of its own haste in civilizing civilization, too fast for occupation to allow for a here of now. Lain to waste and born anew in the ashes of you. Before your bones were grown, there were stones from homes thrown and buildings to streets. These people to hills with nothing to eat, and they left from that christening so that they might reclaim in their death its glistening light rights. That once more the skies might smile blue. That once more the stars might show through. That once again in the land great hills of green could come to restore man, and fate instill lean virtues and morals into his fabric again. You see, after 86 million too many suburban grays and these ladies' dicks sullen with the onsetting grays, a man raised his head to reach for the sky, only to realize the guise of his eyes. For in tries to detract and detract from human regality, he had retracted the last of his lame realities, and pumping his freedoms right into the air, he had signed off his last reasons and gave to despair. You see, the color grass spectral trails of a rainbow were never to mash through these walls and crescendo into a new beginning. So unpacked one and all, yes, they left nothing big and left nothing small. And that day as they took off, on foot and on bike was spoken many a word that found its root in the like of our elders, who had told of a young one whose eyes bright in the forgery of youth cold and took to disguise, leaving his or herself into this terrible plight. But you see, it told too of a man or a woman or of you who took up your chains in youth, breaking through them with your teeth, clawing at your bars, finally pacifying and waging subtle wars in this day-by-day purgatory, rectifying love and freedom songs. So take them up and sing them well, for a story too may someday tell of you who picked up and threw the first stone into the well, this wishing well. You see, I wish you well in wells of introspective thought, brought in the fiery hells of our own karmic retrospectives, that a phoenix might be born of this nest and burned and tempered in the sores of our fiendish incest, we might awake knowing the stake of this natal delivery, this collective mind thought stream. God in we the people, we the states, we the tired and we who hate. You see, we are our own bells, our own hells, and the seams of each silver, platinum, and golden lining whose lotus seeds burning, shining straight through shrapnel shards of deliverance. Can you, sweet casualty, feel the warm heat of its deliverance, awakening and break beats the truth? You see, newly now aligned by hows and nouns, you couldn't test the room. Unspiced and unadorned by the hands of men you might see, but for his hands, lusts, eyes, and insatiable greeds molded this flower, shouldering bliss for a kiss with destiny, with fate, with anyone in some fantastical hope of living over everyone at the price of anyone. You see, a non-nobody, nothing and no more, you're living Aussie Rama. Take a look in the mirror. What is it you're living for? So let me push a little bit of dust off another one of my pieces here.